we careen closer to the end of this pandemic, we're still doing the virtual carpooling, but I assure you one day we'll get back in the car and one day we'll be able to see live musicians performing the way we've loved to see them in years past. Joining me today, a singer, a songwriter, a very talented individual, Nate Cozzolino, has joined me here on Carpooling. Sir, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Ben. How's it going?
You know what? We're hanging in there. We're enjoying the end, what we hope, the end of this whole madness. But that hasn't stopped you from working. That hasn't stopped you from being creative and performing when you can. You've got your guitar there. Before we get into a little bit of your music, talk to me about how your history of how you got into music. What are some of your influences? And the last thing I would ever want to do, I just feel like I can be so offensive if I was ever to make the who do you answer this within your answer? Who do you think you sound comparatively to?
I would like to, for example, I like to play a lot of Sublime. They're a big influence on me. So if people say, "Hey, you sound kind of like Bradley," I'm like, "Oh, thank you." Not that we sound exactly the same, but I've definitely consciously drawn a lot from his style.
Nice. All right, that's cool. So how did you get into music? What kind of got you to this path from where you are today?
My family wasn't super musical. My mother could sing from being a parson's daughter, singing in church and stuff. But as a kid, I took flute for a couple of years and quit because it was boring. My father bought me my first guitar at 15, but I left it in the corner of the room and it died without me having learned anything from it.
Warped.
Yeah, it worked. But at the age of 20, I finally picked it up for real and never looked back.
You've explored, you've done a lot of writing. You have a wonderful Spotify channel. You got a lot of areas where people can find your music and stuff. What is kind of your inspiration now as you've gone through this year of COVID to do some writing and just, you've done a little bit of touring and, what have you been doing over the past year while we've all been kind of out of our normal cycle?
A lot of creative work, and that's thanks largely to my group, The Lost Arts, currently consisting of Chris Valancourt on the guitar, Dylan Butler on drums, and Kevin Spoonie P. McIntyre on bass. But these boys are just the finest musicians I've ever played with and have taken the music to a whole new level, including collaborative songwriting, joint arrangements, and it's been the most welcome shot in the arm as a songwriter to have these people to work with.
That's great. You recently were doing a little bit of touring. What was that like?
It was, well, the sunshine alone, Ben, made it worth it. New Englander, being Italian, it gets rough in the winter up here, as we know. So just some sunshine and the opportunity to play. It was a very, very grateful experience.
It's always like that first day where you get that, we experienced that earlier this week, where you get that first day of just that warm sunshine after so long. It's just like, even though it's 50 degrees in September and October, we're putting all the jackets on and we're breaking out the winter gear. 50 degrees in February or early March, and we are just running outside, t-shirts and shorts, break out the flip-flops. I feel like that's kind of the MO there. So you have your guitar there. Have you affectionately named the guitar, or is that just
Yes, this guitar right here is named Illyria.
All right. Can you and Laria please give us a little sample?
I think we can, Ben. Thanks for asking.
I would love that.
Why don't I do for you a tune that is on Spotify called Legions. Did it a couple years back. George Dussault of Galilee Productions. And kind of a coming home song. too late, I run. Falling out of season, for the seasons even come. I came, I saw, I win, I found a decorated lover, separated from the source of love, sweet love. I've hidden here away, clutching at my idols, been begging for the night to stay. I fall and fell so far, another lost hero, blinded by the light of day. Yours is the sunlight for which my body begs. Oh, let me rise up and stand upon my own two legs. Lord, I'm coming home. It seems so long ago, in a world without reason, this conflict came to be. Oh, and we burn so bright, we burn, never knowing that these ashes will feed the seeds to come. Oh, what's to come? Oh, what's to come? Yours are the waters that fill this jug I bear. Oh, let me rise up and give the earth her own fair share. I'm coming home. I sit, I drink, I pray with you, waiting on the sunrise to change our world again. And we will advance upon the dawn and reclaim the lost standard of the legions of the stars. Oh, Lord knows that day is not some other day, it's some illusionary future. That day is breaking out. And still I don't know. Oh, too late, we run, falling out of seas.
That was awesome, man. You know, I listen. I wish there was a bigger audience here to hear this, and obviously, saying that now live, and obviously, people will be watching this. You know, hearing this music, the earlier in this week when you know, we had that nice weather, just makes me long for like evening, dusk, sunset at the beach, grilling up something, you know, on a little charcoal grill. I mean, that just that's the kind of inspiration we need. Your music is incredible. You're obviously extremely talented and gifted when it comes to music, but also art. Right above you is some artwork on the wall. Talk to me about that.
It's funny how time is a snake biting its own tail, then, in the sense that I first came to Providence, where I'm sitting right now, in the early 90s, when I was still in high school. And I did a couple of summer programs, intensive summer residential programs at Rhody. And in fact, this lady right here, I drew her when I was 18, a stone's throw from here up on College Hill at Rhody. And actually, when I picked up guitar at around 20, I already quit art school and kind of put that part of my life aside for a long time, until about 2014. I went to work for, it's funny because it says Cardi's on your microphone, and I had the pleasure of working for a son of Nick Cardi III himself, at a place called the Spot Underground.
Great place. Played that venue a few times. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what got me back into visual art, seeing all the creative people there. And it really got me back into illustration and doing stuff, and meeting a lot of cool people like Tom West, who's over there in Dreamland.
Nice.
He kind of got me into things like projection, which helped me make this big one up here. I took a very small picture and blew it up. And Providence is just such a hotbed of collaboration that it's really inspiring.
You know, one of the things, obviously, I mean, I worked for Cardi's for a number of years, still do a lot of great work with them. And, you know, the late Nick Cardi Jr. and his son, Nicholas III, you know, they had such a passion, as all the brothers did, but especially Nicholas III, you know, for the arts. And, you know, when he was going through that transitional time of, okay, the spot was here, and then, okay, now we got to move it. And he had told me about a show one time. I said, okay, where are you? Oh yeah, we moved again. We had to, but I loved how that didn't stop. The artists from coming out. It was very fluid, and no matter what space it was, it always they put their heart and soul into it. And it was the folks like yourself who worked there, the musicians who came through, whether it was a one-time thing, whether it was a residential kind of thing, or just a regular appearance. It was definitely wonderful to see such support there for the music and the arts. And so, you know, listen, but I hope and pray that we get to a point soon, as soon as possible, where we can get back to having more fun like that and going out and enjoy people's amazing creativity. What is up for you next on the horizon? What can people look forward to next?
Well, me and the excellent crew that comprise the Lost Arts I mentioned earlier, we are in the studio again, recording brand new material. So our fans can definitely look forward to some
awesome
stuff. Yeah.
That's great, folks. Go find Nate Cozzolino and the Lost Arts. You can find them on Facebook. Obviously, you can also find them on Spotify, and just head over to his website. You can find all the different places. Support live local music whenever you can. And if you can't go out, go online, download it, share the streams as much as you can, because that really helps to keep these folks working and creating a lot of this great stuff that we get to enjoy every day. Nate, it was a pleasure chatting with you, and thank you so much for gracing us with some music today. And we will see you soon. Obviously, folks, go follow him. You won't be disappointed. Just do yourself a favor, make his channel one of your favorites on Spotify. Simple, done. That's how it works.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ben. Thanks, everybody. Keep on rocking, brother.